resurrection are great, we must keep the faith. You see, faith is the substance, they said, of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. But I like to say faith is acting like it is so, even though it's not so, in order for it to be so. Amen. Faith achieves the impossible because it somehow gets God's attention. You want to get God's attention, you want God to move in your life, just have faith in him to do the impossible that man cannot do for you and you cannot do for yourself. You see, when God sees our faith, a resolution to our problem is just a step away, according to his will. And the third thing, God sees our sacrifice. Oh, I know it's quiet now. Wake up your neighbor and tell them sacrifice. All right, you got their attention for probably like 3 seconds. You see, God sees how far we'll go for him. He sees how much we will give up for him. He sees it as we show it every day. You know, sometimes we are so busy where we just trying to get the work of God's church done so we can move on to the next task. But we're not doing things in a spirit of excellence. Amen. You see, I just have a funny way of saying things that, you know, if God created this beautiful being, yes, I am beautiful and handsome. If you don't think so, my wife do, because she's still with me after 13 years. So if God created this specimen of a man, and he took his time and got everything right, even though you may not think so, that's you. But I got somebody that still thinks so. Go ahead. Yeah. So he sacrificed for me. What are you willing to sacrifice for him? He has given you, blessed your family so well. He has given you grace on top of grace. What are you willing to sacrifice for him? You see, there's a story told of 4 church members. And the 4 church members were named everybody, somebody, nobody, anybody, and nobody. You see, each time they called for a sacrificial service was given, the response was always the same. You see, is there a person who's willing to stay late and help prepare the service? Came the call. Everybody thought somebody should be glad to do it, as someday somebody felt assured that nobody would come forward. Who responded? Nobody. A second call was issued, my brothers and sisters. We need volunteers to share in the prayer and visitation of the sick. Everybody said anybody who is a Christian should be glad, and both of them expected somebody to come forward. But who came forward? Nobody. After a challenging Sunday school lesson about the love of God toward man, the question was asked, which of us will be willing to lay down his life for a friend? Anybody felt somebody should be willing, and both of them thought everybody who claimed the Christian life should be willing to sacrifice himself. But who was really willing to sacrifice? Nobody. Of course, when it was time to go to heaven and receive the reward for sacrificial service, everybody was willing. And somebody stood in line first, just in front of anybody, who received the reward because of sacrificial service? Poor old nobody. You see, God sees our sacrifices. He sees us give beyond our tenth of our earnings to support the work of his kingdom.